Welcome to Smiley Uneducated, everybody. I'm here with, the camera's right over there. There's the camera. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Co-host? And the clitoris next to me is Evan.
What the hell? I like closed. I like the closest host. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another beautiful, wonderful show of Smartly Uneducated. A little, for my video people, a little different angle of me. You get to see me direct on.
Direct on.
Head-on collision,
Direct
if you will.
on.
You've never seen this side of me before, but welcome back to the show. It's another lovely day.
Probably a good thing.
No, it's not. I'm a handsome devil.
That's fair.
It's... I just had a stroke in my brain. We have a
special guest here today. Hillary Clinton will be joining us because I am drinking a C4 energy drink. And we all know that's just Ouija in a can.
I thought that was Guinness.
Well, you have to combine the two. I'll have a Guinness here shortly. So once I have both, that ritual has been complete.
The summoning process has
And
started.
then she'll come out. And I can't do the voice truly until she comes out
Gross.
of the closet.
It's
You went somewhere else with that.
It's tornado
somewhere
season and freaky season here in Texas.
I love freaks, dude.
It's freaky season.
Freaky deaky Dutch.
We got the last cold snap of the season, and I had planted all of my fruits and vegetables, and it
Oh,
sucks.
snap.
Oh, snap, I suppose so.
Because you said cold snap.
I know why you said oh, snap.
Why don't they just call it a cold break? Because when you snap shit, you break shit. You know what I mean?
Well, we're not breaking into a cold. I'm breaking into a...
We're not breaking into a cold.
I'm break dancing into spring, dude. Just fucking...
That's fair.
Skedaddling and scooting around.
That's fair. Anyways, continue with your stuff.
Thanks, Doug. I appreciate the segue.
I wonder if the Sphinx Reset Machine has already started again.
I appreciate the preamble into
You're
what
welcome.
my normal spiel is at the start of every show.
I'm trying real
Thank
hard.
you to Dustin Beck and David Southerner for the use of the theme song. A nice zoom in real quick.
Oh, yeah, dude.
To my audio
I'm getting
people
that
out there, we
beauty
love you.
shot,
We
dude.
see you. As always, I start the show with a little bit of news. A little bit of stuff that's going on.
With news and stuff. Newsif.
Astronomers,
We call that
As
nuff
of-
where I'm from.
as of this morning, 6:45 a.m., confirms that there's a mega laser beam signaling from 8 billion light years away, and it refuses
A
to fade
mega
out.
laser beam?
Yeah, they call it a mega laser.
Who does?
Scientists, astronomers.
So let me get this right. There's a mega laser beam. But yet every other scientific term they decide to come up with is like 18 syllables long.
Oh, this one's
and doesn't
still
make any
18
sense.
syllables long.
Oh, they just shortened it for mega.
They shortened this for us idiots.
Oh, they're trying to follow the MAGA movement because of mega.
The actual name of it is H Atlas J142935.3
Make energy great again.
02836.
That makes perfect. Make energy great again. Get it?
Yeah,
Mega.
I get it.
Make energy great again. Beam, dude. Team for our brains.
Mega, dude. Mega.
So where is it coming from?
It's coming from
Space.
8 billion light years away.
Which direction?
That way.
if we're looking at a geographical map of north, south, east, and west on Earth, where would it be coming from?
I don't have that
Outside of the
answer.
compass
I don't
parameters.
have that answer.
It would be outside those nautical parameters, I'm pretty sure.
It's on Earth.
What would be up? North, south,
space?
east, and west. No, on a map.
What would be up?
Because if you're going to
north?
stay... No, it wouldn't. Because if you're standing on the ground, you'd be pointing north. But what about above your noggin?
That's Z. That's the Z axis.
Oh, shit. Look at you being all smart and shit. Fuck.
You have X, Y, and Z.
I would
the
prefer
axes is-
Q.
X, Y, Q.
As in anon. Sorry.
Guys, I already want to not do the show today.
The camera's on you the whole
I don't
time.
know what's going on with Ben already, but I'm already out. I'm already donezo.
I only took a sip out of this energy drink, too.
But yeah, so there is a 18 centimeter wide beam that has been coming from this galaxy, and they expected it to fade out, but it has stayed there for about a
That
week
18
now.
centimeter beam seems pretty lackluster in size. You know what I mean?
I mean, to go across the entire galaxy, It's pretty impressive.
Must be a really strong beam.
And it's pointing directly at Earth. It's not even like
Is it really?
Yeah.
Are you fudging with me right now?
I'm not fudging with you.
So there's a freaking laser beam.
There's a universe with a freaking laser beam on its head out there, dude, aiming it right at us.
Oh, is that a planet with a freaking laser beam attached to its freaking head?
It's a freaking universe with a freaking galaxy with a freaking laser beam on its head.
That's weird.
It is very strange.
So when did they discover it?
Last week, and they were expecting it to go away because they thought it was like a pulsar, fucking something or other.
What if that's a targeting system?
That's what I'm thinking.
Shoot the galactic warheads. Oh shit, dude! What if that's how the Empire's Death Star works?
So it's in South Africa is where it's hitting.
Isn't that where the aliens came down and talked to all those school kids back in the day?
Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, the continent, that's a big-ass place. It's a big-ass place to us, but to them, it's just a speck. Because how far away it is, it's like an ultra speck. Because the Earth is, like, tiny at that distance. So it's like...
Imagine the beam is a planet width at the start, and then it gets tiny along the way.
So like a propane torch.
I suppose so.
I
just made
thick at the base.
I just made that part up. I don't know.
That's pretty wild. So it's coming from how many light years again?
8 billion.
Oh fuck, that's a far.
It's very far away.
No wonder aliens don't just come. What if that's like a data? What if it's like?
Can you finish that? Can you finish that sentence?
What?
You wonder why aliens don't come?
They don't have parts, bro. Wait, what? What are we talking about?
So the researchers from the South African Radio Astronomy Observatory are also pointing to signs of intense activity in the host galaxy. Earlier studies of the same system suggest a very high rate of star formation consisting with the merger of rapidly converting gas into new stars. So it's like a healthy universe that is a healthy galaxy rather, that is creating potential life.
But why would it be shooting a laser beam at us?
Because it's intelligent and we've been sending out radio waves for a long, long time.
Well, no, I'm saying like, are there any other laser beams shooting off in any direction that they can tell?
Not that they are speaking of, no.
Yeah, something tells me that's not like a universe just forming, bro. Or like
no, absolutely
not.
not.
No, that's just,
we get data. Well, from 8 billion years ago, right? So it's potential that it is a much more prominent society nowadays shooting a laser.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you got to think about relativity in that aspect.
Absolutely right.
Holy fuck. Dude, that's wild to think about.
Yeah.
That's a really cool piece of news to drop at the beginning of this. Goes great with the Sphinx.
It's also going to go great with the next article that I had you pull up at the start of the show before we even began. So China has created new satellites that are undetectable, and there's one that's called the Olive B. It's like a B-52 satellite, if you will. It's it's almost undetectable by all radars and all systems, and it's very shiny, so it's reflective, and it sort of disappears in the space sky. And I want you to scroll down in this article until you see a shiny object, and then I want you to tell you.
Do you want me to share the screen?
Yeah, whenever you get to it. And I want you to then tell me what you think it looks like and what it reminds you of.
I'll be honest, this looks pretty shiny. I know some of those letters.
Yeah, that's just like some crazy rocket science math.
I'm just looking at letters, dude. I know what a K is. K is for kite.
So this comes from a study.
They're shiny.
No, almost.
It's gold, dude.
This comes from a study called Stealthy Configuration, Optimization Design, and RCS Characteristic Study. Of microsatellite. So now that you have this pulled up, go ahead and show the audience as well.
That's interesting as fuck.
What does this remind you of right away?
Tic Tac?
Yeah, this looks like the Tic Tac UFO.
Well, the Tic Tac was rounded edges, apparently. No, I'm saying like it literally was the shape of a Tic Tac. This is like a shape of a seed.
Yeah, but
but we've seen videos of shit like this.
Absolutely,
tons
absolutely right.
Wait, when does a satellite just blip in and out of the ocean all the time, dude? That's kind of weird. Subnautical satellites.
So to take it as you will.
Oh, dude, coin TM, dude. Coin phrasing that shit. Anyone tries to use that, I get to do a lawsuit. Get money. Hear that, government?
So this thing is called the Olive B, like an olive that you would get in like a martini. Olive B.
I wonder if there's any system layer of like in its design that's called the pimento.
So for those in audio land, this is a like a almost football like shape, and it's shiny. It's very metallic, shiny, like pointy at the edges, and it looks like a rugby ball or a football.
You just fucking ignored my joke. Sorry.
So Olive B's highly symmetrical rotating body design enables omnidirectional stealth, eliminating eliminating attitude-dependent RCS variations seen in the previous models, providing consistent performance regardless of orientation. So keep this in mind. This thing was released in 2019.
Yeah.
This is not new tech anymore.
No, it's not, because by the time it gets public, dude, they've had this thing for 10, 20 years. Like, that's the rule of thumb, right?
Of course,
like,
of course.
I'm going to take it off the screen. But anyone who's tuning in right now, if you look, just pay attention to the screen. I mean, look at this thing. We've seen tons of videos.
It looks just like a Tic Tac UFO.
Yeah, yeah. And there's other, like, I don't want to say it's the Tic Tac, the one that Commander Fravor chased, because that one, in his description, it's not exactly that. Because it doesn't have it never comes to a point.
Correct.
On the end.
Correct.
But we have seen, if you follow anything with UFOs or unexplained aerial phenomenon, UAPs, anything like that, we've seen tons of that shit that from real videos, like not fake bullshit. Like, that's been going on for, when was the soonest I've seen something like that? I would say like early 2000s.
Also, we have seen these things floating around the ISS.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you remember, not too long ago, there were videos from the ISS of objects floating around it.
Yeah.
And they looked a lot like this.
I swear, dude, if let's just go on the route that this is just as like satellites, right?
Yeah.
Let's say that's all it is. Like, you bringing that up, saying like we see these like dots and stuff floating around the the ISS, all that stuff. That says one thing. That's not someone going, "Oh my gosh, there's a UFO out here." It's, hey, our Chinese partners and allies in our space mission, because it's the ISS, you have
International Space
yeah,
Station.
you got people from all different countries on there. That just means that the reason why people don't talk about those, and when people point them out and they get any kind of media attention to some degree, they get ignored. And they're like, look, they're trying to suppress it. Really, no, they're just suppressing their satellites from being seen because it's part of their agreement.
Yeah.
Like, it's no different than our national security. Like, there's lots of layers to shit that go up, like, especially with the space programs, between other countries. So that's something also to keep in mind, because people say like, oh, look at that. Like, they caught this on video and they killed the feed. Don't get me wrong. I want to say it's a UFO as well, like, as if it's not anything human. But at the same time, there's rules and laws that they've got going where it's like, yo, that's our shit.
Turn off.
You can't be showing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there is that element that there is truth to that.
Yeah, they're definitely testing new technology up there. There's no way that they are all integrated into one spaceship, one space mind, and they're not testing. And
yeah,
as to your point, they're definitely confidential needs for these regards, right?
Yeah. You just made me think of, because you said you were trying to say spaceship.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, you just had a tongue twister for a second. So I thought you were about to say spacist. I'm like, racist spacemen, dude, or racist spaceships.
They're a bunch of spacists up there, dude.
Are robots racist?
Oh yeah.
I fucking love robots, dude.
Have you asked Grok what his opinion is yet?
Don't even go. I actually had sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but keep going. Keep going.
So I mentioned RCS in this, which is just radar cross section. Overall, the Olive configuration achieves low average RCS and fewer scattering peaks than this previous models. So this is going to be ranked as the best stealth radar that is undetectable. So take it like the B-52 style satellite.
Mm-hmm.
It's surveillance based and whatnot. Now, also taking into effect, it's China.
China
is known for its huge propaganda spectrum. So
Cue my entrance here in a moment.
who knows if this is verifiable evidence? I know that there's been a lot of research papers on it. So typically, if there's research papers from scholars and scientific data, it comes out to be relatively true. But who truly knows because of the country, the origin, right?
Yeah. And, speaking of that because this is the only thing I'm going to add before we jump into the Sphinx Reset Machine. Because it's a really fun topic. It really is. But basically, you brought up propaganda in China and all that stuff. So this is my opinion, right? This is just my opinion. Nothing crazy. But I will say that over the past, because, periodically over the past, several, for a long time, you can go back 20, 30 years. Let's just jump back 20 years. Not even going farther than that, just for conversation's sake. You'll see, everyone pushes this narrative. You watch any kind of interview or podcast with someone who's former CIA or whatever, they'll all of a sudden be like, well, you got to watch out for the 40-year plan, the 2040, all that crap with China, right? Which I'm sure there's some form of truth to that. I'm not saying there's not. But you'll see that kind of talk, and then you'll see tons of talk about, their technology and all that stuff, how it's so advanced, and they've got all this crazy stuff, and they're such a threat. One thing that I've noticed just looking into going back, I'm like I said, for conversation's sake, we're just going to say 20 years.
Okay.
From 20 years to now, let's just use that time frame. If you look at everything that China has come out with and claimed to have done or accomplished, and like when we did the episode on 6th gen fighters, right? When you look at all the tech of things that have been coming out, I would say that over half of it is completely fake, is a lie. And it's heavy propaganda, and that's, I'm talking about coming out of China itself. Like when they make these announcements saying, look what we can do and all that stuff. You have to remember that China, when they make announcements like that, it's not that they propagandize their own people. They propagandize the world. That's a fact, because it's a communist regime, and they do believe in, when I say believe, they have done the research and they apply it heavily on manipulation. We have to fog and mirror tactics. We have to make ourselves always look a certain way. And if we're doing it to our people, yes, for sure, we have to do it to our people. But at the same time, our people come and go out of the country. They go and visit places. Well, we don't want them to walk over and see a different shade of grass color over here, and paint a different picture of our, nation that we have procured. Well, we need to push that propaganda out as well and make it seem like X, Y, and Z. And so they do. And which America does the same thing. Everyone does it. The reason why I'm talking about China's aspect is because, dude, half the time when they've talked about different advancements, do you remember that video they put out of them claiming they landed on the moon? Back in they did one and then they took it down, but they weren't trying to release it. This was 2010, 2011. And you could see they had the green screen still in the background. It wasn't fully cut out. That. And of course they took it down, and it wasn't supposed to get released yet because they were going to do the whole, look, we accomplished landing on the moon, and there's a fucking green screen in the background, bro. That is just I'm just saying that, I try to take certain things with a grain of salt.
You have to.
That comes out, especially from countries like that. I do it with our own country heavily all the time. But with China, it's they're like a special case. And because they are so over the top about their stuff they push out to the world of look at our accomplishments. But yet you still got half of your country pooping in the streets. And that's a fact. The reason I can say that confidently is because I had a friend who went over there. He's part of some church or whatever, and he went over there doing missionary type work.
They shit in our streets here in America. They poop in our streets.
They do.
Yeah.
We talking about Somalians?
Talking about Colorado. Talking about California.
I have
about
not personally
Dallas.
This, but I'm following.
I have stepped in human feces in Dallas.
Did you see the Asian person poop it?
No, it was a white man.
Oh, I was talking about the Asians. Are you talking about just people in general or China?
I'm talking about America.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You should have specified that.
I did specify that. I said Colorado. I said California. I said in our country.
Before that, I was talking about China.
I know.
Like, yeah, sorry. I thought you were saying, yeah, well, the Chinese people poop over here too on the streets. I thought that's what you were saying. I was like,
No.
I have not witnessed this, but you know what? I'm listening. Like, enlighten me. Anyways, that's all I got. Sphinx Reset Machine, bro.
What a
I will say this.
segue.
One thing I will say is that the thing that we just showed, which was that shiny Tic Tac-ish looking, seed-shaped satellite. I believe that's real. I do. Like, because we've seen it.
I'm prone to it, yeah.
Especially with the stuff we've seen floating around the ISS. That was a really good thing to bring up, too, by the way. But my joke was funny about the pimento.
And you're not funny.
You said olive.
Yeah. It's
Pimento.
called an olive bee.
I know, but the pimento, bro. It's part of an olive.
Pimento is not part. Pimento is cheese.
Oh, no, it's not pimento. Blah, blah. No, you never heard your pimento is slipping from Harvey Birdman. He's talking about the olive pit slides off the. Really?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Never mind, dude. We're gonna move on from this heavily.
Pimento and olive.
So, anyways, let's talk about the Sphinx Reset Machine. That's why we're all here, right? That's why we're here today.
Oh, so olives are stuffed with pimento cheese.
Yeah, that's what I was. Because you said martini.
That little orange thing inside.
Yeah, and it's sliding off. Yeah,
I see.
Your pimento is slipping. That's why I was, because you said martini, so I was just like, and you're saying olive, and I was like, oh man, I wonder if they have a subsystem in that thing called pimento. You know what I mean?
That's funny. I get it now.
Sorry.
Funny.
Like, I know pimento is a cheese, but I kept thinking of the martini thing. My brain is not there. I think Hillary Clinton's one that come out.
No. Keep her inside.
It's easier to talk about the reset machine.
So I
have a thing to read. I have a thing to read so people can understand the conspiracy on
Gotcha.
this.
Yeah, you brought this up to me at the start of this week, and I could not find a single thing on this.
Why is that?
Because I was looking up the Sphinx Reset Machine.
Whoa. Oh, the great Phoenix. Ash, rise from the Phoenix ashes.
I was looking for a Firebird of some sort, and I couldn't find anything.
Can I make one comment before we just start deep diving this
Absolutely
Reset
not.
Machine? Right now, the studio is unconventionally set up. We already stated that at the beginning of the show. The lighting's not right, so it's making me extra shiny. He's sitting there in a beauty shot, actually. It's very nice.
Fucking handsome, dude.
Fucking nice, bro. Nice. If I had a pimento right now on a toothpick, I go nice. Think of bait. But no, like, we had to do some rearranging in here, or I did, because of stuff going on, and it's still under construction. So everything's kind of really out of whack. So I keep turning my head to talk, and everyone's getting the good side profile.
Yeah. They get to see the profile view of you now.
It's disappointing, isn't it?
It's better than the front view.
That I'll agree with.
That's
dude.
hurtful.
You can't tell how wide my nose is looking this way. But then when I look this way, it's all nose, no face. Anyways, moving on. So,
he said the thing. He said the thing.
We're bringing it back. I'm gonna tape moving on. Moving on.
Just point to it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the trailer to our show, please go watch. It's fucking gold. And it was made by a wildly good editor.
Who?
You.
I know.
You actually made that one. You made that. That was a good one.
I know who made it.
Old school. No school like the old school. Anyways, the Sphinx Reset Machine. If you're ready for it, I will actually read this kind of walkthrough because there's a lot of overlapping conspiracies that make the Sphinx Reset Machine theory, right? It's basically like where it originates from is a few different places kind of meshed into one overall. And there's this is more of like the general consensus of like, if you had to pick up what the conspiracy is and just lay it out for someone, that's what this is.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. So if you hear something and you're familiar with this topic and you're like, oh no, it's this. I'm like, you got to remember, like I just said, like a few seconds ago, there's multiple different places it comes from. So this is just kind of like summarizing it into one. So before the rise of dynastic Egypt, before pyramids, pharaohs, for any kind of like written history began, apparently, Earth was home to a civilization far more advanced than the one recorded in textbooks. According to this theory, the civilization existed at the end of the last ice age. Its people understood astronomy, planetary cycles, energy systems, and the mathematics of the cosmos. They built structures that weren't necessarily just monuments, but they were just instruments designed to interact with the planet itself. Um, at the center of this, basically, is what I'm sorry. At the center of this system, right, that they had built, we're talking about the Great Sphinx of Giza,
Mm.
right? That's apparently at the center of it. So the Sphinx was apparently not carved by the Egyptians of the Fourth Dynasty under, I'm gonna butcher saying this name,
Can't wait.
Khafre.
So you're
It's
looking at me like
it's Khafre. I was hoping you had heard that name before.
nope.
Kafar. I'll say Jafar. It's like Jafar, but Kafar.
Yeah.
Anyways, cafe. Instead, it was inherited by them. By the time Egyptian civilization emerged, the Sphinx had already been standing for thousands of years. Its weathered limestone body bore the scars of an age when the Sahara was not desert, but a wet, fertile landscape, which we do know it used to be.
That is correct.
A luscious land, and not dried and coarse and sand and rough. It gets everywhere. Cue Anakin Skywalker. But anyway, so people of this theory often reference the work of Robert M. Scotch, who argued that the erosion patterns surrounding the monument resembled water erosion rather than wind erosion. So basically, it was a very luscious land. So they're saying that all the weathered limestone and things you see is from rain downpours over time, which there's actually some truth to that.
Erosion,
because,
yeah.
When you look at some of the scarring and the erosion marks on like the pyramids and other things like that, it doesn't look like it sat like underwater or in wind and sand smashing it. Over time, it looked like from rainfall over thousands and millions of years, like a long time. And that's the way the erosion marks go, because they're like erosion marks in a downward position, like in a downward movement, which aligns with rainfall. So, I mean, unless sand's just falling from the fucking sky, but unless really bad hailstorms, bro, you know what I mean? It's chipping away that shit.
Wind will do it as well.
It will, but not downwards.
Correct.
That's the keyest, or so the key point of that part. Anyway, so if this interpretation were true, the Sphinx would date back to the time before recorded civilization, possibly as far back as the end of the Ice Age, around 10,000 BCE. According to the theory, this date is not coincidence. It aligns with the end of a global catastrophe known as the Younger Dryas, a sudden climactic upheaval believed by some to have been caused by comet impacts or massive planetary disturbances or a magnetic pole shift.
Wait, so this Robert Scott guy,
it's SCHOCH.
Scott.
Or Skak. I'm not saying shit.
So Robert Scott, he's saying that this thing is 10,000 years older than what they're claiming it to be.
We're on the end of the Ice Age, 10,000 BCE, give or take.
Wow.
Yeah. And, well, there was already talk and debate of whether or not this was actually built by people or it was just inherited. We already know the Egyptians didn't build it. There's no record of it ever happening. And they have a lot of records going back forever, and there's not a single mention of building the fucking pyramids. Come on.
Yo, they got all the records out there, dude.
Yo, this is my husband, Bill. No, not right now. That's not the time. I'm going to keep moving because I'm going to end up switching, bro. It's not my choice, just so you guys know. When Hillary Clinton decides to join the show, I mean, it's the Clintons. You don't really get a choice, They just do what they want. Anyways, moving on. Moving on. Oh, we got to clip that shit, dude. Cut it out, you know what I mean? Make it a little short. So it aligns with, I had said it aligns with the end of a global catastrophe known as the Younger Dryas. Oh, I already said all that. Anyways, that's where I was. So a sudden climactic upheaval believed by some to have been caused by comet impacts or massive planetary disturbances. So in this narrative, the catastrophe destroyed the advanced civilization that had once flourished on Earth. Cities were lost, populations collapsed, and the surviving humans were forced to rebuild from primitive conditions.
Okay.
But the civilization that came before had anticipated the disaster. So knowing that their world might be destroyed, they coded their knowledge into monuments designed to survive the catastrophe. Hence the hieroglyphics that no one knows how to understands them fully, like the you look at the hieroglyph, a lot of this shit lines up with a lot of stuff. So I get why there's a lot of people who believe in it. I'm not saying I don't believe in it. I'm not saying I do. We're just talking about it.
Correct.
But it actually adds up because you could go and talk to numerous, or when I say talk, go research numerous people who specialize in hieroglyphics. The top ones in the field, let's say top 20 of the past 100 years. All of them have a different translation of what certain hieroglyphics mean.
Huh.
It's pretty interesting, especially like the ones with like they don't, and then they're all stumped on the ones where it looks like a giant light bulb, like it's like creating energy. They don't have an answer for that one. They don't think it's an actual hieroglyph.
I also like
bullshit.
I also like the explanation of there being like crystal inside of the tombs as well.
Yeah.
That's a different conversation, but yeah.
It also lines out another thing to throw in. It also lines out because recently, just a few months ago, they made a discovery of all the pillars, coiled shaped pillars that go down like a mile or two or something underneath the pyramids. And in this theory is that these were not monuments that were built, right? It's not just like a pyramid that they just stack blocks. This was some advanced tech that they used to, like basically,
like a nuclear reactors, like power.
Well, and it was talking about like engage with the planet, like, and that makes sense because that's like a giant tuning fork with coils, like going on there. Like it's pretty wild. Sorry, you think about the recent discoveries. You put it with this, then also you bring up the Boy from Mars episode we did, where he talks about the shit being under the pyramids. He made that claim, and he was a little kid.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's a fucking alien. Anyways,
what is it? A really good imagination.
And he just coincidentally ended up being right, which that does happen. It does. I mean, we're right about a lot of stuff, and it's just coincidence.
Name one thing we've been right about.
Everything, dude. I told you that comment was going to come down and slap you in the ass.
And it did.
It did. It came down and it peeled.
I got 2 buttholes now.
I got 2 assholes. I poop out of one, fart out of the other. I never have to worry about sharting. that would be fucking convenient.
One's for air. It's like a discharge chamber.
I'm really glad I only have one butthole.
It's like a carb. It's a carburetor. Just like
what? One, you've got a rice burner butt, dude.
The discharge.
Yeah, dude. We just need to get you a spoiler on the back. That's the bidet.
Oh, I already got spoiler. I got hair down there.
We called them tassels when I was a kid.
That's Fred.
Wait. Anyway, but moving on. So, knowing that the world would be destroyed, they encoded their knowledge into monuments designed to survive the catastrophe. They built structures aligned to the stars, which they did, the Earth's magnetic field, and long astronomical cycles. The pyramids, temples, and megalithic sites scattered across the planet were part of this system, which lines up with all the other wild pyramids, other giant old structures that were built. All like, dude, you have them in every single country, like every single continent. Sorry, I shouldn't say country, continent. All spaced apart, and the way they're spaced apart, which I don't have it's farther in my notes. But if you look at where all these different pyramids are located around the world, they all have the same symmetry.
It's also from the guidelines too, right?
Yeah.
It's
pretty fucking interesting.
They all line up accordingly.
I wonder if, anyways, I was about to tangent into something else that I was going to talk about later. But so they were saying that the pyramids, temples, megalithic sites scattered across the planet were part of this system. So the Sphinx was its guardian.
Oh.
Facing directly east toward the rising sun, the Sphinx was positioned with precise astronomical intent. In the conspiracy theory, the monument was originally aligned with the constellation Leo during a period known as the Age of Leo around 10,500 BCE. At that time, the stars of Orion were positioned in the sky in a configuration that mirrored the layout of the pyramids on the Giza Plateau, a concept popularized by Robert Bauval. So together, the pyramids and the Sphinx formed a terrestrial map of the heavens at the moment when the previous civilization fell. But the monument was not only wasn't just supposed to be just symbolic. So, like beneath the Sphinx, according to the theory, lies a hidden chamber known as the Hall of Records. This idea was widely popularized by Edgar Cayce. You remember him, Edgar Casey?
I do not.
You've heard. I know you know who that guy is.
I don't recall.
If you saw a picture of him, you go, "Oh, that guy." He by the American psychic Edgar Casey, who claimed that a vast underground archive existed beneath the monument. Inside were said to be records of humanity's true history, preserved by the survivors of Atlantis or a similarly advanced civilization. Pretty fucking dude. You the farther you go into this rabbit hole, it lines out with a lot of shit. Like there's a lot of things. It pulls all the things that people have theories about a bazillion different things around the planet that everyone has talked about. This pulls it all together and almost gives it clarity.
Really?
It's pretty fucking wild the more you get into this, because we're not even like dug in yet. We're just going over the overview before we peel it apart. It's fucking fascinating, bro.
I'm a little lost.
You are?
Yeah.
In what way?
What's up, Jazzy?
You got one now. You've been notified. Look at that. Sup, Jess? Anyways, continuing.
So
Thank you for joining us, Jess.
Are they claiming within the Sphinx itself that there is evidence of Atlanteans? Is that what you're saying?
Well, they're saying that below there's chambers. There's a big chamber, which they discovered that chamber recently.
Yeah, so I know that there's
they're pumping water out. Over there.
So I know that
Did you hear about
there's like
that?
a little vent, that you can go down inside, and there's
We're talking about
a ladder that goes
the
behind
scans
the
they
Sphinx.
did, the recent ones.
The lidars, yeah.
Yeah, they found there's a giant chamber, but Edgar Casey is the guy who also remote viewed Mars. He's that old man who worked for the CIA, or he was contracted in.
Oh.
And he was part of the old programs, and he would remote view. He was the one who said that there was chambers below there, and then it's just now showing they did these scans. There's chambers below, and apparently remember the document we did on the Holy Grail?
I do now, yes.
Or the Ark of the Covenant. That's what it was. Apparently, the Ark of the what we would consider the Ark of the Covenant is down there, and it's apparently being guarded. And yeah,
wow,
yeah, it's
because I know there was a YouTuber who sort of broke into the Sphinx after dark, and there was a chamber behind the Sphinx near its rear end, and you could open up like a latch, a cover that's ancient. It was like wooden, and he opened it up, and there's a ladder that went down into another room, which he crawled into, and then pitch blackness chamber underneath that you can crawl into even further.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that maybe 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, but we're talking way farther.
Well,
deeper.
of course. I mean, that potentially is just the entrance to the underground instead of having to go through the mouth of the Sphinx or some other thing, or if the Sphinx is just sitting on top of the door or what have you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
it's interesting, man.
Like the Aladdin concept where
like the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah, where Jafar sends that slave into it at first.
Aladdin?
Yeah.
The name of the movie, the main character?
Well, no, because Jafar brings like
you're talking about the homeless beggar kind of guy and throws him in there.
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude. You know Disney better than I do. Indoctrinated piece of shit.
I just know Aladdin. and that's about it.
You're obsessed with genies.
I want my wishes.
I want my wishes. Make me 9% body fat, please. Let's go.
No, make me 90% body fat.
All fat, no bone, bro.
I want to be rolling around like a big jelly ball.
And make me look purple, bluish. I want to be the blueberry.
No, make me green like a watermelon.
I saw it. Jess just said, dude, if the door is the butthole, I'm done. Hey, some people are into the back door.
Hey, I didn't say butthole. I said the rear end.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Dude. Spit those facts, dude. Rear end. Anyways,
it could be the
on.
muffler.
Moving on. So, what was it? So these records would contain knowledge of science, technology, and cosmic cycles lost to the modern world. But this theory does go further, though, because they say that the chamber beneath the Sphinx is not just simply a library. It houses an ancient device. People describe, so believers, we'll just say believers, right? It is described as a machine connected to the Earth itself. Some say it operates through resonance with the planet's natural frequencies. Hence why they built these, like the pyramids and all that crap, all these, structures in these specific highly, on the areas of along the what was it? What you said it earlier. They're all along
The guidelines.
the guidelines, right? And that's because what's along those guidelines? What will you find more than anything else along those guidelines? High
Pyramids.
magnetic field areas, like where magnetism, the magnetic field is like at an insane proportion, right? It's also where you would find those chambers we talked about, like what were they called again? We talked about them when we did the episode about bells and frequency, where it's like they're carved caves and they're all perfectly smooth.
Tombs?
No. And they're all resonance. They're all have the same
Resonant chambers.
Yeah, there's those resonant chambers that were built by previous civilizations at some point.
Yes.
Those are along the same places. Same concept, right? So
I know that the Sphinx itself is considered a guardian to the great periods of Giza. I wonder if it is literally guarding something. Not necessarily the pyramids, but guarding the entrance underneath to something.
There's that's why, according to Edgar Casey, the guy who we already know is credible.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has a stellar record and irrefutable proof. Basically, what he saw when he remote viewed was there was beings down there that are like basically dormant. And if anyone were to go into this chamber to where this technology is, the art, or they think the Ark of the Covenant is, and then also apparently down in that same place, it houses other technology, hence the reset machine, right?
I hear they keep your mother down there. Oh, dude.
I ain't going down there. She's gonna fuck everyone up, dude. I'm just saying, dude, that's some scary shit. I mean, what? A zombie comes back to life and tries to attack me? I've seen a million movies. It's all right. Fire kills everything. My mother comes out all of a sudden. Run.
And fast.
Yeah, dude. Evil never dies, dude. You gotta run, dude. But yeah, so basically, but he says down there, these guardians that are in there, right? And the reason why I was talking about the guardian thing down below is because it's like a metaphorical representation. They put the guardian, which would be the Sphinx, right, at the top. Well, it's just showing the symbol of, hey, this is the guardian's lair, like, because whatever that's, because that's why it looks like some type of human or dog shaped thing, right? Down below, apparently there's guardians that are dormant and will literally become undormant the moment anyone tries to go in. That's what he saw.
Wow.
So that tells me that's not like magic. That tells me there's like technology down there, like a system that has sensors, and it will activate its defense systems going, yo, you're not supposed to be in here. Activate bot 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Well,
right?
Maybe not.
I'm not saying that
it
may not be that, but that's where my brain wants to imagine.
But I do know that they built the pyramids to be sort of like a maze, and there are pressure sensors and different things that will create gas bombs, and they'll create toxic gas to choke you out and kill you within the pyramids.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past them to put something underneath the Sphinx that would be a potential hazard. May it be a quote unquote humanoid guardian, or just some sort of trap.
Well, the reason why I say a physical guardian is because that's what Edgar Casey saw when he remote viewed. He said it was like something came alive, and it showed him what would happen if someone tried to access that chamber, and it was like, he said it was like another, like some type of force was there and was telling him, stop looking in here.
Huh. Well, I mean,
that's literally what he said happened. Like there was like some entity came at him.
The military's got nukes, and we can blow them up.
Yeah, dude, we got nukes, dude.
We got
fabric in space and fucking time.
We got that Anduril face mask that can see through walls.
Yeah, dude, we already got some of their tech and reverse engineered it and made it some really cool kind of shit, dude.
We could easily.
I wonder if our tech to them.
Guardian.
I wonder if our tech to these angels. Let's say this is all real, right? They're just playing in the space. What if these previous civilizations, let's say some of them survived, right? We already know that potentially they did. They broke away. They knew that they couldn't save everyone.
Yeah.
But a section of them blipped away. Hence the moon. Come on, guys. What is the moon?
What to guys?
Moon them, dude. But no, so it's like I'll read that in a second. But basically, where was I?
You're playing in the space of some guys.
Oh no, or our tech. So like we obviously have been reverse engineering tech. That is a fact.
Oh,
Now at this
they've
point.
announced it.
Oh yeah, facts. But the thing is that like, what if the people who did not die, right? Like they left or went somewhere, right? What if what they see us doing with the tech to them is like seeing what, like when you play the game Fallout and and you wake up, like you come out of your cryostasis and all how the guns look and how people dress. I wonder if that's how we look to them.
Oh yeah, we probably look like cavemen.
You know what I mean? Like where it's like this weird, to them it's like a post apocalyptic kind of look to them, like how we, when you play Fallout, you're like, yeah, it's post apocalyptic. What you see in the game as the person playing it, I wonder if that's how they view us, with us reverse engineering their tech, making rifles like AKs, stuff like that, like our own tech, designs as well.
I mean, if we were to think about that concept, it would probably be like a slap in the face of their intelligence.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it would.
It would be like, oh, you think that you can be better than us? We created this, and you kind of get smited.
And that would actually, if you think about it. Sorry, before we continue with the Sphinx stuff, or just the reset machine. If you think about it, that would explain the narrative where they say like these aliens don't want us to be killing ourselves,
oh,
like,
exactly,
destroying the planet, because they're like, yo, we already, you guys already had a cataclysmic event that literally basically reset everything. We left this shit in hopes that you would figure it the fuck out. You obviously fucking haven't fully, or maybe some Black Book projects have, right? The things maybe they do know about, hence why they're building bunkers everywhere. They already know about some shit that's going on. Hence, bring up Dan Burrish, and his probability bottleneck shit that he talks about, right?
I mean, you can look at any of the billionaires out there creating bunkers that can withstand 100-year wars.
Yeah, so it's like everything ties together. This is what I told you. This is a fascinating fucking topic, man. It ties a lot of stuff together.
But what is the reset machine?
Okay, that's what we're getting. We just started to touch on it.
Yeah, we call this a segue, Ben.
All right, the reset machine. Sorry, man. So they say that the machine is connected to the Earth itself. Some say it operates through resonance with the planet's natural frequencies. Others claim it interacts with Earth's magnetic field or with solar activity, maybe both.
So is
like a combination of both.
Machine just like a loose term, you think?
No, I'm getting to it.
Or is it like an actual mechanical object?
Well, let me read it, because this is
also yet another segue
weird.
Into it.
Yeah, I'm trying to read. So the exact mechanism varies depending on kind of what you dig into, but the central idea is that the device is tied to a cycle. So according to all of this stuff, Earth does not progress through history in a straight line. Instead, civilization rises and falls in repeating epochs, essentially. So roughly every 12,000 years, something occurs that resets human civilization. Sometimes this is described as a pole shift, sometimes as solar activity, sometimes impacts from space. Dan Burrish, man. Going back to that probability bottleneck. But anyway, so the Sphinx in this theory is part of the system that marks or triggers this reset. So some versions claim that this the astronomical alignments return, the mechanism beneath the Sphinx activates. Others say that the monument acts as kind of like a planetary clock. I personally think the machine it's talking about, the machine itself is everything combined. The planet itself, the frequencies, the energy that we cannot see visually with our eyes, the intertwines and carries, think the torus, everything. It's like, when you see a torus open and expand.
Of course.
Well, when it closes in, and if you look at on a large scale between the planets and our solar system and universe, like all of existence, well, when everything finally hits a synchronization points and it all intersects, I think that's what it's talking about.
Well,
what I was
whenever I hear machine, I think of maybe like a Rube Goldberg or like some sort of device that you have to power on. And if the Sphinx is quote unquote guarding this machine, how would you even activate it? How would you turn it on? Do they talk about that in the conspiracy at all of actually turning the machine on, or is it just frequency based? And now that frequencies are all out of line, it will never be activated.
Well, we're about to dive into that, but to give you an answer to when you're talking about like what does it look like, right?
Yeah.
Like what is it? So there's debate on that because obviously no one's been down there.
Of course, yeah.
So in this, there are some people say that one version of the machine is something like a large circular device that has stone and metal components, rotating rings of like some form of geometric shape and structure, essential energy source or crystal.
Well, crystals I can imagine being real.
The crystal is the theme going across all of them. Mm-hmm. That there's one giant crystal that's at the center of this thing, right? Built into a massive underground chamber. So it's like built into the earth. Like the earth is like part of the build of the device. So it's like directly connected to the planet in that regard. Hence, which would make sense because it has to be able to connect to all of the other things. Sometimes I wonder what if there's more things that are going farther below the earth? So this is me still playing in the space, right? So don't think I'm talking insane. This is just playing in the space. But what if, you know how they discovered the pillars, right?
Yes.
What if they go down even farther? What if all of them connect together? Because you have to think, follow the planet, right? All across the
Wait, so you think that they would like go through the earth?
What if they all connect to each other at the center?
And you can fall through it or something, or like
no,
stairways?
I'm saying all those. No, I'm talking about those coils.
Yeah.
The giant. What if those are things you can't go in, right? They're essentially like electrical lines. Think about it like a electrical line you have in your power socket.
That wouldn't work.
If they all connect across the planet, you have to think of where all the other structures are around the world. What if they all go and connect? Our understanding of what the core is, when you're a kid learning about the planet,
the molten lava, right?
Well, no one's ever seen the fucking core. No, that was their guess. That literally is a theory.
Correct.
Well, this is a theory too.
Well,
we're learning new stuff. I'm just saying.
I don't think that's a plausible concept.
I'm just saying, what if it does connect?
Yeah, what if?
To some degree. No,
what if I
go all the way
What
through?
if I grow a vagina? I mean, what ifs, right?
This is more believable than that. But I'm just saying, like, maybe not go all the way through the earth and connect, but what if there's a layer of the earth?
Well, we know
that is like a big conduit that connects them all.
Well, we know the earth moves and like contracts and breathes almost.
Yeah.
So if the earth is oblonged and sort of like smushing and growing and remorphing, these tubes or connections would snap or break or whatever.
Well, just picture the earth, like that graph where it shows like a section of the earth cut out.
I understand that. Yeah.
Imagine there's a layer in there, like one of the layers. What if one of the layers is where all of them connect to, and that is like like a frequency conduit that goes around the earth. It's more susceptible to that magnetic field and transition.
Maybe.
And that's where the other ones connect. I'm just saying, because there's a lot of talk, because if it's going down to a machine that interacts with all of them and everything, it would make sense that it would have to be embedded into some layer of the earth that would connect them all together.
Well,
to some degree.
Listen to this. The earth
You've seen what happens with electro gardening?
The earth is hollow, dude. There's no core, no nothing. It can go all the way through with easy connection, brother. The earth is like a balloon, constantly morphing and hollow all the way through.
Well, if you think about it, let me throw another one. I could be completely fucking wrong on this, so forgive me if I'm wrong about everything. If you look at where Antarctica is, right, and the North Pole, well, that's at the most rounded points of the earth,
correct?
Right? Because everything else is more stretched out because we're like egg-shaped.
Much like the olive bee.
Yeah, we're like egg-shaped. Yeah, dude. Pimento. Our pimento is slipping.
The third time.
The poles are shifting, the pimento's slipping.
The third time that joke really hit.
Thanks, dude. Let's go for a fourth.
No.
No.
Rules of three.
So, if you think about it, so you take Admiral Byrd's account, right? Of that's where the hollow earth thing got born.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you think about it, where Antarctica and the North Pole are, right? Those places wouldn't be underground, right? Underneath the Earth's surface, would have a better chance of being hollow, truly hollow, right? Than in the center point. Because the center point, you actually said it perfectly. It's constantly moving and shifting. Well, you wouldn't want to have like a city down there because that's going to be getting fucked around, especially in the center. You know what I mean? Like not in the center, but underneath the earth.
You also
On the
wouldn't want
ends,
like
it would be more
solid
stable.
pillars.
I know. I'm saying it would be more stable on the end. So if you think about Hollow Earth, if you think about it, that would explain Admiral Byrd's experience if it did happen, right?
Okay.
It would make sense that there would be a hollow section at the ends because that's the most stable point to have something that was hollow that wouldn't get fucked up. If something was more hollow in the center and things start to crack, water's coming in, baby.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there.
That's
Like
interesting.
My brain went into a thing. But I'm going to play catch up on the comments real quick before I could describe more of these what the reset machine potentially looked like. So, Jess, you have been throwing in some comments, which we appreciate. Jess said, I just finished the Bell sound frequency episode. Fantastic in all caps. Thank you very much. We are awesome. Thank you.
Yes, we are.
You can thank Evan for that one. Not really. You can thank me.
You can thank my mommy.
He does have a good mom, so we can thank his mom.
Thanks,
you
Mom.
do have a good mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Wish she was my mom, but yeah, here we are.
Saw her last night.
No comment. Then Jess, you also said, and they lied. A lot of the walls inside tombs and things they built was made mostly quartz, which holds vibrations well. Very good point to make as well, and that is a very good observational fact. Pyramids ? And then you said, I absolutely think the Earth in a whole is alive. But well, yeah, the Earth is alive. We already know that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We already know that. Facts, spitting facts. Anyways, I just want to play catch up on that before I read more of that stuff.
Have you heard about Perring's hole within the Sphinx?
No.
So in 1837, a guy named Howard Vyse drilled a hole in the back of the pyramid on top of it. Just
that never happens, I swear.
First time. It's first time.
Well, that's why I had it hanging to where it was upside down.
It's 27 feet deep.
27?
And then his tools became stuck, and then they cleared out all the debris in 1978. No.
Wait, no, what?
That's what she said. That's what Jazz said.
I know. I'm looking at, but no to what?
I have no idea.
Give us context, please.
So they put cameras down this big hole, only to find that there are corridors. It's flooded with groundwater and a bunch of other things like that. So it says, then continuing as intended corridors, behavior very different from what one would expect is a deliberate walkable tunnel system. Another detail often overlooked is that some ancient-looking access points are actually remnants of modern clearing and restoration efforts.
Interesting.
So they drilled a huge hole in the back, 27 feet deep, put cameras down there, and saw different corridors and things of the like.
Interesting.
Which is fascinating. So it goes along with the idea that there is something underneath it.
Yeah.
And proven to be that there's something underneath it. I came across this article because I was trying to find photos of like renderings of the Sphinx machine or the reset machine.
Yeah, I've got some photos I can throw up so people can see it. Or potentially what it looks like.
Yeah, renderings, right?
Yeah, just concept ideas and stuff. Oh, I made that a little bit too low on my end. I gotta bring my mic back up. There we go. That's better. So, I will throw some pictures up so people can potentially see what it looks like. These are not accurate depictions in any capacity. There's random stuff. Oh, my bad. So, so they were saying. Sorry, I had said large circular device, stone and metal components, rotating rings. Makes me think of the movie Contact. Just so you know, when they talk about rings.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Rotating rings. It makes me think of the end of Contact, or the movie in general, but the ending sucked. Just saying. Don't take the form of my fucking dad, you piece of shit.
Yeah, I thought that was
That's
lame.
weird. That's gay. Give me trauma as an adult. My dad was abusive. Why would you do that to me? Brr. My dad was not abusive, but I'm just saying, for conversation's sake. So, some people say, who imagine it being a literal machine in this kind of description, they say what it does is generate planetary resonance, manipulate magnetic fields, releases some form of kind of like energy pulse that happens,
Dude, I bet you there's a
and then trigger geological or atmospheric events.
I bet you there's a whole city down there.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's quite possible. Maybe that's like the entrance and like, or one of the.
Maybe the pyramids are like the skyscrapers.
What if it's like the military entrance to them?
The potential, right?
Oh shit! You just made you talking about skyscrapers, like the tip of like a building.
Yeah,
that's an interesting concept. I didn't think about that.
I mean, with all these corridors, and then you have the pyramids themselves, which also go underground.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just the top of the city, and it just got buried by sand in a flood, and that's why everything's flooded down there. Dude, I want to believe. I want to believe that it's like a huge city underneath there, and that's where they used to live.
I'm inclined to think, and this is me just playing in the space. I'm inclined to think that there's not a literal device down there. I think the device is all of the structures combined.
Yes, that's fair.
Because if you think about it, if the planet itself was, because if it interacts for it to work, and it goes through the Earth through vibration, resonance, magnetic fields, acoustic frequencies, all that stuff. If you look at the tops of the pyramids, like the chambers at the top of the pyramid, where they found gold residue, things like that, like gold powder, everything like that, and then they found, and then you think about the hieroglyphs where it's like that big light bulb, and it's like it's showing it doing something in the pyramid, right? I wonder if the tops of the pyramid, because you know how it's missing the top block.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be shiny.
What if there's supposed to be like a diamond or a crystal there?
Well,
that funnels in light, a certain energy light in, and maybe there, let's say there's gold dust, right? Anunnaki, obviously bring that up a little bit, but say that there had to have been the gold, some type of gold used in some fashion within there, because gold is
it's conductive.
It's conductive. And then it would do something. And what if they did that in all the chambers, and that's how they use the device? These weren't like nuclear power plants in that regard. It was meant to manipulate and control the environment.
The energy.
Yeah,
plants.
yeah, and it would affect. And in the Earth is the mechanism itself. Mega Earth great again.
Make
Earth great again. Coin TM.
Make energy Giza again.
Yeah, Giza.
Right? Pyramids of Giza. There it is.
Make energy Giza again. Yeah, dude. But yeah, so it's just like that's where my brain kind of goes. And then they, you would have to be activating it, and which means you have to do whatever it is that would be, with the pyramids, and then they had the, what I just walked through and described. So it's just like there is that concept as well, because it's like that would make sense to a degree, right? I'm just spitballing, but that's where my head starts to go.
That's the idea, right?
Because, yeah, so now there is a cosmic clock version.
I like a cosmic clock.
So one of the other kind of versions of this is to say that the machine is more metaphorical than mechanical, and the Sphinx acts like a time marker, essentially, right? With alignments of different things. So since the Sphinx faces directly east and may align with certain constellations, believers think it marks astronomical cycles, precision of the equinoxes, 26,000 years, civilization rise and fall cycles. And then, so like in that kind of interpretation, the reset machine is basically just a monument encoding cosmic timing rather than a device that causes disasters. So think Dan Burr's talking about the probability bottleneck. Maybe this is how because you have to remember, they also did the arc, according to Dan Burrish, they went and got the Stargate shit that was over at this thing. What if that's a part of the component? What if that's one of the central components of this? Because it was, remember he talked about the Project Looking Glass, all that shit.
So let's summarize a little bit.
Because they went and they did the archaeological discovery over there and took it, supposedly, during Desert Storm.
Well, we're adding a lot of layers to this,
stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have the Sphinx. Underneath the Sphinx, there's apparently tunnels, which was verified in 1978. And then Dan Burrich saw guardians inside of there. And Dan Burrich is also affiliated with Stargate. And now we know that there are pillars underneath the pyramid to reach potentially across to the other ones in your theory?
Sorry, repeat that last end part.
That there are pillars underneath the pyramids that potentially reach to the other pyramids on the other side of the earth. It's a theory.
That was just
concept.
That
fun.
was me just throwing it out there for funsies.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not saying it necessarily does that.
No, of course. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to get all our thoughts out here.
Yeah, you're condensing.
The machine isn't necessarily a machine, but it's said to be made up of stone, metal, and crystals.
That's the physical. If there was a physical machine, that's what
Correct.
they think it is.
Correct. But the underlying thinking that we're bringing to the table now is that it probably isn't an actual machine, but more of like an energy-based system.
Yeah.
Between all of them.
The Earth is the vessel.
Yes.
And they're just attaching shit to it to do what they got to do.
But where does the reset come into play?
Well, that's what I was going to get to earlier. I was going to walk through that, which I can jump into that
Please,
right now,
yeah.
so it makes sense. So, where was I? Where was I in this thing? So, where did it go? Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, we talked about Edgar Casey. So the chamber. Oh, I talked about earlier where I was earlier. I said that Sphinx is not necessarily saying there's a library. It houses an ancient device, right? And that's where you jumped in. Well, what does it look like? All that stuff. But people overall, the consensus is for this theory is that the machine, it is a machine connected to the Earth itself. I think the machine. Zoom out from Earth real quick. I think the machine are all of these structures that were built. They're all one piece of the machine. You can't do what this thing is, what it does not work if all of them are not going in place. I think they're all connected in that regard, right? They all have to be doing the same thing at the same time for it to work.
Mm-hmm.
So, or is it? They believe, the consensus is that the machine is connected to the Earth itself, and that it operates through resonance with the planet's natural frequencies. Other people claim it interacts with they think, it basically is a vibe where some people think it's the natural frequencies, and then some people think it's the Earth's magnetic field or solar activity or a combination of both. I think it's all three.
Gotcha.
I don't think it's just one or the other or a combo of two and leave the other one. I think it's all of it. I think everything matters in this regard. Because you look at nature and you look at the butterfly effect in real time, because the butterfly effect's a real thing, right?
It is.
It cause and effect. I think all the variables matter. I think all of them are important pieces. That's what I think. That would make the most sense because I just think of the torus. It's all interconnected.
Mm-hmm.
So all of them play a role. That's where my head goes. But so they say that the consensus though is that the device is tied to a cycle. So it would be like Earth does not. I did say this earlier, and I'll just start here. Earth does not progress through history in a straight line. Instead, civilizations rises and fall in repeating, loops essentially, roughly every 12,000 years. Something occurs that resets human civilization. Sometimes this is described as a pole shift, solar activity, impacts from space, whatever. Whatever the cause, the result is always the same. Civilization collapses, and then humanity begins again.
Mm-hmm.
The reset goes on. The Sphinx in this is just part of the system that either marks or triggers the reset.
Gotcha. So it's like it's a symbolic concept.
Yes. And so the claim that when certain astronomical alignments return, the mechanism beneath the Sphinx activates. Others say that the monument acts as kind of like more of a planetary clock, measuring the progression of cosmic cycles, and then that gives you an indication. It marks it for you when these alignments happen. You're like, oh, we got to do something now. We have to be able to look ahead, which plays into Dan Burrish's shit because
it plays into a lot of different people's stuff.
Yes, and I'm about to even dive into that more. So, when the cycle reaches its endpoint, a global event occurs that wipes away the existing civilization, cataclysmic event across the planet, and prepares the planet for the next one. So the builders of the Sphinx knew this cycle existed. They built the monument as both a warning and a safeguard for those who come later. The Sphinx didn't exist before. Apparently the pyramids were there. but they intentionally built the Sphinx as a safeguard because they're like, hey, they're not going to understand any of this other shit, but we need to put this stuff down. So like, we need to make an actual true X marks the spot
monument to say, hey, look here.
Yeah. And that would explain why there's a giant dog looking person mounted right there and nowhere else, because that stands out.
It's like a human
motherfucker.
sitting, right?
Yeah. And so, what was it? So the
Okay.
Sphinx, sorry, let me just read this last part. So basically, they built the monument as both a warning and a safeguard. Hidden within the Hall of Records is the knowledge needed for the survivors of the next catastrophe to rebuild civilization more quickly.
We have those already.
Yeah.
We have made our own.
Yeah.
We made the seed vaults in Greenland and whatnot.
Well, there's that, but I'm saying I think there's something more. I think it goes on to what Dan talked about, Dan Birch. If you haven't watched that episode, go watch it.
So
he was saying that they went and they got shit from there, which is the stuff. But let me read this last paragraph and then I'm done. So according to the conspiracy, this theory, the reason this chamber has never been revealed is not because it does not exist, but because it has already been discovered and then suppressed. Which aligns with a lot of whistleblowers who came out saying that they were part of these archaeological digs, these contractors, and all of them ended up dead shortly after they blew the whistle.
Well, I mean, they have drilled holes into it to investigate.
Yep. And then Egyptian authorities and archaeologists have repeatedly denied the presence of such structures. There's nothing there, but yet, because remember the main head archaeologist guy who's like leading in the world was saying, there's nothing below the pyramids. There's nothing. We've done scans. Homeboys finally got to go and do some scans, and they found all the shit below. It's because he was lying. They knew. They knew there was shit there the whole time. That's a fucking fact. I'm inclined to think that there is truth to this theory to some degree. I really do. To some degree. I don't know where
there's truth in everything in that regard, right?
Yeah.
It's probably been muddied in the water so much for some of these things that it's hard to decipher which ends up being true and false. And that's what history blinding does. They try to do it their best by covering up what history is actually all about.
Yeah.
But if this is a sort of monument of hey, look here, this is what we used to do, and this is where all of our favorite things are, so to speak. Humans are still doing that today.
Yeah.
We have created foundations for the next civilization if we get wiped out.
Yeah.
Much like those seed vaults that I mentioned, the nuclear fallout vaults where all seeds and human DNA is at so that they can be remade or whatever. And all of our studies and sciences and hard drives of the entire internet are in there.
Yeah.
Also, on top of all of that, a renowned AI professor claimed yesterday.
Wait, who?
Roman Yaposlavsky.
How do you spell his last name?
Yampolsky.
Okay.
He claimed that we are in a simulation, 100%. And that the superintelligence, AI, is going to turn it off. And the twist is once ASI, or artificial superintelligence, emerges, the sim fulfills its purpose and gets powered down to save computing power. It is an extension of Ballstrom's idea plus Yaposlavsky's work on uncontrollable superintelligence. So that sort of plays into the concept of protecting humanity at all costs with a sort of X marks the spot scenario where, hey, this is all failed. Look here.
He was saying, sorry, I just looked him up real quick. He one of the things he was pushing was that basically saying with the probability, like going off percentages, that there are many simulated universes, but only one real universe. And statistically, more than likely, we are inside of a simulated one.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that sort of plays into the concept of the reset machine. Everybody gets reset.
Oh shit!
The Great Reset, if you will, the Sphinx Reset, however you want to call it.
It makes sense. Earth is your home, right? Like that's where we operate on in this simulation. It would make sense that the Earth would then, and if you had to make a parallel to something like a relation to something in a computer world, the Earth would be like, what would the Earth
The
be?
processor.
I would say it would be the main kernel
That's fair.
that's running.
Yeah.
And the reset is basically task automation kicking off to
Wipe the PC.
yeah, kicking off scripts to
Reset this PC.
Yeah. That's interesting as fuck.
Well,
you know what? Next simulation, make me rich or something. Come on, man. Like, what happens to me when I die? Oh no. Well, I'm gonna be poor even in the afterlife.
I bring it up because of the reset concept, right? Like the Egyptians
This is a good segue. No, that's good.
The Egyptians knew that they wanted to be reset, or not knew, but they were about to be.
They knew it was coming.
Yeah. So
and don't say the Egyptians because they weren't the Egyptians.
That's fair.
We already know it wasn't the Egyptians. They didn't build that shit.
The diamond, whatever, whoever they were.
That was the other thing I meant to mention of who these people were, and I'll be very brief on it. But basically, there's a lot of question on who it was, but it's split between Atlanteans, who built it, and their main hub was actually kind of near there,
Yes,
apparently. Look at the eye of the Sahara Desert, matches it perfectly with the rings, all that shit, of what Plato's descriptions and iterations were. And especially with in the center, how there was like the geysers or whatever. Those are there in the center of that eyepiece too, and then the rings and everything. So it's just like the debate is either Atlanteans potentially or Anunnaki. One of the two. Because the Anunnaki apparently looked like us. Looked very similar to us. So it's entire, and then of course they were doing genetic alterations and breeding. We are what's left. That would be considered, we are like the offspring of them. We're the hybrids, because they were breeding and doing genetic modification. So, I mean, that would explain, they're like, because when the Anunnaki took off, they're like, fuck this place, I'm out, deuces. Well, there's parts of the Anunnaki that hated what human beings became, what we became, which are humans, hated us, whereas other Anunnaki didn't hate us.
And fucked us. Literally.
In a science lab and in the sheets.
They mated with us.
Yeah, they did both, dude. They're like, yeah, screw this beaker, let me put it in there. That's essentially what happened.
Look at these monkeys.
Yeah, so it's like, there's that concept, right? I don't know. Anyways, I just, that's the theory, is that it's like one of these previous people.
See,
like
whenever you first brought this up to me, the Sphinx Reset Machine, I was under the impression that it was like some sort of device that would allow you to either travel back in time or was a world resetter that would just I turn everything off.
Reading about this,
like a super weapon.
I'm going to throw something out there, and I have to harp on it. It's Dan Burrish. He talks about, in his interview, that during Desert Storm, there was another reason for Desert Storm, like the real reason. And they went and they got, some covert operation, in that area. And that's why Project Looking Glass exists. It's probability, and they're able to look ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why they were like, yeah, we can't avoid this. Once you hit 2012, that's why you're saying around 2010, 2012, it becomes a huge, it becomes that bottleneck. That ties into this, where you're able to see a future event coming.
I mean, I brought it up in that same episode.
That makes sense to me.
The book,
it ties right in.
The book written by Isaac Asimov about the Foundation, where they had a super reset machine that they can see the future and where all the timelines go to.
Yeah.
It's like a tree branching vein segment to where everything branches to one location to where everything wipes and resets.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fixed point.
It's the same exact concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if the Sphinx is a...
Sorry.
What happened?
I just read Jess's comment. We were smashing, laughed my ass off.
that one got deleted off of YouTube. It wasn't allowed.
What? For saying we were smashing?
Yeah.
Thank God we got Streamlabs up here where we can still see comments.
Yeah, Jesse said, everything plays a part. I'm ready. Reset now. This world is exhausting. Wait till I tell you about my dream, LOL. It had aliens.
We were smashing. Hell yeah, dude. We go to Pluto sometimes, Me and Evan have talked about this at great length, but there's some three-titted aliens
Up
around
there
the
at
back
Pluto,
of Pluto, dude. I'll tell you right now, dude.
I'm gonna take my black Honda Civic up there,
Yeah,
park in
dude.
the car.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
Putting my car in the garage.
Yeah, dude.
Camera's not on you. Wait, camera's on you, not
there
me.
you go.
But I mean, so this AI renowned professor, whoever he is, granted he may just be full of shit, and saying, yeah, we're gonna be reset. But since you bring up the Sphinx reset idea, and they prepared for it, then I am more inclined to believe that we are also preparing for it. Because why would they be making these bunkers with all human seeds, plant seeds, embryos, like all these different things inside of this doomsday vault?
No, I think there is something coming, and they know about it.
And
for sure.
Why would they?
Well, they're
why
also
would they be
pushing
preparing
it.
for
They're
these
also
things?
putting it in space too,
Yeah, I know.
which would make sense. Get it the fuck off the planet. It's about to get fucked up.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I think the moon plays a role in this too.
I mean, you keep bringing up the damn moon. I think the moon is useless.
There's something about the moon that is not normal. Something about the moon's not normal. Like, maybe I'm just a nutcase.
Yeah,
I'm just playing in the space right now. But when you look at old iterations talking about like the moon and like, or just the stars when they look up, there's very little talk about, or sorry, not little talk. The description of the moon is not anything like ours, which is interesting to me.
Well, it probably looks different.
Why would it look different?
Further away?
But if it was further, well, I mean, that's entirely possible too, because it affects the ocean, all that stuff. I don't know. I feel like the moon plays a role in this somehow.
What if they talk about climate change as just a way to explain that the moon is actually getting closer minutely every century, and it will eventually raise the water level so high?
That's why it's raising the water. It's not because it's melting everything. It's just it's affecting.
The moon's going to hit us eventually.
Oh, the great merger. The great merger. Looks like Earth's getting its ball back, bro. Oh, shit, dude.
I didn't sign up for this merger. But,
I didn't sign up for it either.
I mean, now well, we're talking all doom and gloom. Now, this is not going to happen in our lifetime, I imagine. So, cool on that. I get to live my life forever until I die. I just love the idea that they prepared for a reset. Why would they have prepared for this? How did they know something was happening?
Because they went and got the thing.
The thing, okay.
They went. No, I think there may have been actually a literal device. So let's play in this space for a second.
Well, I want to see these rendered images of this device.
Oh, they're dog shit. Here, let me flop it over here. So there's one of them. Let me plop this on here. There's one concept. It's a cube-shaped deal, and it's apparently comprised of stone and metal to form this thing, with some form of crystal in the center. This is just a poorly rendered, like just a concept.
Did you create that?
No, I didn't make that at all. I just copied and pasted it.
Huh.
Let me try to look up some other ones. There's also this one. This one is very sci-fi. Let me paste this bad boy in here. Very sci-fi.
There's the reset machine. Well, that would go hand in hand with the Atlanteans, huh?
Well, it's interesting because, anyways, it doesn't matter. It does go hand in hand with the Atlanteans in that regard, like just the concept, of how people
future
describe
attack or whatever.
But so, anyways, that's that. But I will say this: what I was about to get at was the literal device of it being taken, right? Because if let's say we go off Dan Burrish's interview, he talks about Project Looking Glass, he talks about the Stargates, and he was saying they're not for sending something through, it's for looking through.
Yes.
And you can't fully interact with it, but somehow you can kind of nudge.
So Jazz just brought up something in the comments here.
What if the moon is the projector of the Matrix? Fucking knew it.
No, that we can't look forward anymore.
Yeah, it all lands in the same spot. That's what Dan was saying.
Yeah.
It all goes to one fixed point, and there you can't see anything past that.
Correct.
And it's end all.
So
point.
right now we're at that point where we can't see forward anymore.
Yep.
And that's where the reset idea comes into play. That's why
Yep.
Ben brought it to the stage today because of Dan Burge at last week's episode. The idea of
Or a couple weeks ago,
of converging points to where the end of society or end of the universe or whatever you want to say it is at its final form. And then this reset Sphinx is another play into the aspect of the final reset form is at its fruition. And human society can no longer look forward through the gateway projects, being able to out of body experience the future. We can't go any further than where we are now. I imagine it's not 2026, but it's probably like 2070. We would say maybe 2100.
Well, they're thinking it's by like no later than 2040.
Oh hell yeah!
No, they're saying it's like right around the fucking.
Oh, so it's in our lifetime,
in our
dude.
lifetime.
Oh, sick!
That's what they're thinking. That's
good.
what everything lands.
I would
at.
love to experience all that because I mean, all of this. We've done the show for a while, and all of these like doomsday, gloomsday things have always come up in conversation.
Well, that's why, like, I hate to bring up the current shit going in Iran right now, but you look at where Iran is. Apparently, there is conspiracies right now that people are saying that they're looking for something.
Correct.
And that's why we're really doing what we're doing.
That's where the first temple of Jesus was. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, mine's far deeper than just the Jesus cover.
Well,
the
yeah,
dogma cover.
Correct.
It's more of, hey, we're looking for something else that is either a device or a mechanism that's buried or somewhere deep, somewhere that plays hand in hand with the upcoming events. That's one of the theories that are out there. I'm not saying that's what I think. I'm just telling you what the internet says, and you can trust the internet. But that's where it.
What did Jazz say? It got deleted.
It says we are about to win so hard. I believe it's going to be the unalive of the deception and awareness of all secrets in history will be revealed. That's the talk right now.
Yeah.
That as much as I have a weird position on like Chris Bledsoe, right? There is one thing that he's been saying, which he could be a disclosure agent, like a soft disclosure agent, where he's throwing
A soft disclosure agent?
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you think I said?
It sounded like you said soft disclosure Asian.
I mean, sometimes. But no, so he was saying that once the what was it, the red star or whatever, I forgot what is above the Sphinx.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that kind of plays into this shit.
That's the star Lucifer that you're
the
referring
morning
to.
star or whatever. Well, they say that like you're saying that if the Sphinx is a marker, right? Well, then that would, I mean, he's saying that that's where like the reveal's going to happen, all this stuff. What if it's more than just a reveal? What he's saying. What if the reveal is like, there's no hiding anymore? What if there will be some form of announcement of like, yeah, these things are real, all this stuff. Yeah, your world's about to end.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I wonder if that's what the twist will be if that ends up coming to fruition. I don't know.
Now,
I don't know.
Again, let's not play doom and gloom on this the entire episode.
No,
right?
doom and gloom. I love doom.
They have many
demons.
times said that the world is ending. Y2K.
Yeah.
The Mayan calendar.
I wonder if the Y2K was just one of the other probability timeline outcomes.
Potentially.
And there was a whistleblower came out thinking that we were already set on that course, but it got deviated.
Potentially, yeah.
Holy shit balls, dude.
I mean, that we would have had an AI by then, because that was 26 years ago. So technically, they would have had some sort of super AI.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we're starting to get the real AIs 26 years later, going on 30 years later.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, that's a fun thought too. Maybe it was they were able to stop it and it just deviated us into a different timeline. I know people are always joking about they hate being on this timeline. They want to go back to the original one. And that's potentially why we see all these different butterfly effect sort of Mandela things. Fruit Loom, Berenstain Bears, Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.
I mean, how do you spell Fruit Loops?
Fruit.
Incorrect.
What happened?
It's FROOT.
It was never FROOT.
Man, it is now.
I know.
But that's that timeline thing people are always referring to, right?
Yeah.
See, I think that they just got sued for saying FRUIT, fruit, because it's not actually any fruit in there at all.
Only gay people eat our stuff.
No,
They got canceled. That's what happened.
False advertisement.
Let's avoid the lawsuit of being canceled. Let's change it to FROT.
Speaking of that concept that you just brought up, did you see the Doge disposition? The Big Balls guy from Doge, who they had a disposition with them, and they're like, "So why did you get rid of this book about LGBTQ?" He goes, "Because it has LGBTQ in it, and they don't want that." Why did you get rid of this grant for this? It's like, because it was going against what the EO is for the LGBTQ.
Yeah,
and they're just trying to get him to say something bad,
which didn't work.
Of course, he's just like, "No, screw you guys! Like, I'm just doing my job here.
I'm just doing my job." You like my user handle?
They had another one of the Doge guys on there, and they said, what is your personal understanding of what DEI is?" He says, "What the president wrote in his executive order."
Boom,
and so they ask him that like 7 times, and he's like, "Oh, my understanding of it is what the EO says. What do you want from me?"
Yeah, no shit. My God.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we get a reset. Maybe we don't. Maybe the reset is simply just brainwave frequencies, and people become more in tune with the world around them.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe it's a flood, mud flood, Tartaria style.
Well, yeah, and Tartaria. Well, that's the other thing, is that there are some theories out there with the reset thing saying that the previous civilization was the Tartarian civilization.
Well, yeah, I believe it.
Because also in the same space, they say that Tartaria was also the Atlanteans, like they're the same people. And they're trying, and then there's some theories out there that claim that Atlantis itself, it's not that they are Atlanteans. That just became a coined phrase later in time, like later in more recent history
rewriting, right?
Yeah, but in one of the theories that Atlantis was just the name of one of their like cities or bases.
That was probably their capital.
Yeah, like in Tartaria, but it was a Tartarian city, part of the Tartarian civilization. Like that's one of the theories out there, but I don't know, man. This is an entertaining fucking topic. I think it's really fun.
I mean, yeah, we're not here to claim any.
Yes, we are.
Factual.
We're claiming this is all facts, dude.
Oh, keep me out of that.
It's all facts. Even when we change those facts every 5 minutes, they're still facts.
Reset is just...
You want to know why it's a fact?
Yeah.
Because Hillary Clinton said it was. I'm just saying, dude. Just saying.
Careful now. She might sue you for defamation.
Don't put me up on the stand, or I'm going to get upset and walk off and throw a fit about lights.
Who's taking a photo of me in the skiff?
Switch it.
Who's taking a photo of me? I wasn't on the island, I swear.
It's Golem, pretty much, my precious. Stupid Jeffrey Epstein. Say that instead.
Stupid Jeffrey Epstein.
Say I wasn't on that stupid plane.
I wasn't on that stupid plane.
But Hillary, we have evidence you were on there.
Golem's pool is nice and cool. That's what my husband, stupid Bill Clinton, said when he was laying in the water. He was laying in the water.
Oh, God, that sounds like you're throwing up.
Anyways, I'm back now. Hello, my name is Ben, and I'm back now. Hillary Clinton has... Don't you fucking say you're leaving me. I'm in charge now. What are you going to fucking do?
Is there anything else you want to bring up about the...
Oh, I was going to ask Hillary Clinton some questions.
Wait.
What she knows about the Great Reset and everything entailed.
Dirty habits is.
She doesn't know shit. Just kidding. She knows everything, dude.
I mean, Obama the other day came out and said aliens are real.
Yeah, and then he tried to post a social media post and tried to say oh, I was reading in this, blah 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 blah.
Oh, you mean illegal aliens?
Yeah,
we
posted
all know
that after Trump said, yeah, he's in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you can't do that. That's classified information, you idiot.
Oh no, I think the whole thing was stupid. It's all a dog. I'm convinced that most of what we see, anyways, is mostly a dog and pony show.
Well, duh.
I mean, I'm talking about on every level at this point. I think where I mean, this is just for me. Like I'm just maybe that was the point. Maybe that was the goal, to make people just burnt out
Yeah. Yes.
on everything.
Yes. That's exactly the idea.
Well, it's working. It's fucking working.
Yeah.
It is. But here we are still talking about shit.
Overstimulate your mind so where you don't know what is real and what is
You know
not.
how you stop the overstimulation? By pumping in more stimulation, dude.
Dude, dopamine max.
You go get yourself a script for some Adderall.
There's all this type.
I'm just kidding. Don't.
There's all
You'll
this
get
talk
fucked up.
of look maxing, cortisol maxing. No, dopamine max, dude.
Dude, I gotta
Get 5 screens going with TikTok, Instagram, X Reels going.
What if that's why they call it dope?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, dude.
Because it gives you that good feeling and dopamine.
Sorry, I saw that.
Yeah.
Saw the comment about the dirty hobbits, homeless homos, little people, hobbits, hairy feet.
Farmers.
They drink a lot though,
And
dude.
they smoke a lot.
Dude, I party up with the hobbits. You kidding me, dude? You go there and everyone's just like, here's all this free beer.
See, I'd
Free
rather
ale."
party with the dwarves.
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
Yeah.
And with all the money and
Yeah.
their riches and down
Yeah.
below with a dragon too.
All the beer they got down there.
I want to ride a dragon drunk.
Duh.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe a wyvern, but hey.
I'm sure every frat dude probably said that at one point, and they wake up in the morning after their party and look over and go, "Oh my god!" and they try to sneak out because they realize it wasn't a good-looking dragon. It was a bad-looking dragon, a little hefty on one side. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't like the cameras on me.
Oh, that's because you were talking. It's delayed. This is the Japanese movie from the 50s with dubbed action.
I'm actually a ventriloquist. I just open my mouth and Ben talks.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. We're not delayed. Anyways, so but yeah, that's the reset machine. That's it on a whole.
So ultimately, the idea is the Egyptians, or rather the Tartarians or the Atlanteans,
Yep.
created a bunker, a reset bunker with all of their memorabilia in it.
I wouldn't say memorabilia. Sure.
Merch. All their merch in there.
Yeah, but it's gonna be 20 space bucks for that now. They changed their currency ever since they took over the moon.
Great segue. Go to Shopify.smartlyuneducated.com. No, we don't have any merch.
Dragons, I believe dragons were. I think
Ben, you like dragons?
I do.
You like dragging these nuts on your chin, dude?
There goes old Chimball boy. You know, or butt chin, Chimball.
Have you had Wendy's recently?
No.
Wendy's nuts drag across your chin.
You got to make one for McDonald's. Nothing.
Have you tried the big arc yet?
No.
The big arch drags across your face. When I arch
That wasn't a joke.
arch these balls across your chin.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is. There's not much else. Although Jess has been definitely been consistent on always jumping in on our stuff recently. You know, if you ever want to be a guest on the show, you're more than welcome to be. Why not? I'm throwing it out there. You're welcome to. That's how we became friends with R.A. Cisco.
I met a Rocket Man recently. I want to have him on the show. And we
Rocket
got to go to a rocket launch.
There's
There's a guy that launches rockets out in Cato Mills.
Yeah, sorry. I went to Elton John just now, but
Obviously.
anyways.
I got the whole world in my hand.
yeah, dude.
Now that's a different Rocket Man. That's a
Yeah.
different Rocket Man.
Sky rockets in flight.
Oh, there's another Rocket Man.
Afternoon delight.
That one's about having sex.
Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna have some afternoon delight.
My favorite bit about that song is during the TV
Anchorman.
show Arrested Development.
Oh, mine's Anchorman.
And it's the mother and father singing that song together,
Mm-hmm.
and they're very uncomfortable during the song. The narration, they go, and that's when we figured out this song is about intercourse.
Well, that's probably why you like our show so much, Jess. I just read your comment. I have ADD and tell 15 stories just to tell one. You are preaching to the fucking choir.
Yeah, welcome.
You know how annoyed Evan gets with me all the time? Because that's all I do. Sometimes My record is 102 stories to get to 1.
Jazz
Lasted about 2 weeks.
Anybody who's listening, Ben
2
will
weeks.
call me during the week and we'll have a discussion about what we're going to talk about for the week, or just chit chat in general. Some of these conversations will be like 35 minutes long of me going, okay, yeah. While Ben is just rambling for 35 minutes straight about several different topics just to get to one point. It is truly impressive.
Nah, nice, dude. That's a good story.
You
You said that in one go.
Yeah, because I don't have to dance around.
Well, where is it? Oh, Vikings. Yo, I got Norwegian in me.
Yeah, but is there anything
We're
about
probably related, Jeff.
Viking resets?
Just kidding, we're not.
Ooh, we should do an episode about Vikings. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, we have touched on Vikings, but it's just been a long
It's been
time.
a hot minute.
Yeah. Well, there is some stuff with actually Vikings and in the Sphinx Reset theory.
One of these days, I'm going to fart in this mic.
Oh yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. But there are stuff with the Vikings in that too. There is the theory is one of the random things in there is saying that Vikings were survivors of an earlier civilization concept. That is a narrative in there that the descendants of the Vikings, Norwegians that we have now, the Vikings, all that crap, were the survivors of a previous civilization. Like they're like a more direct descendant from the last reset. Hence the blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah, like concept. Yeah, and that's there's a bunch. That's a whole other thing though.
Maybe they're
well, that's a lot to go into, and I have to research.
Maybe
some more.
they're the alien race of blonde hair, blue eyed people.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Anyway, I have to go to the bathroom really bad.
Yeah, dude, that's it for the show. But reversal toad, reset me, dude. I'll reset you. I love it. But anyways, so this is the end. We got nothing else. This is the end. Reset time, baby. Let's go.
This is the end.
Yeah.
We're off to say goodbye. Another wonderful week has just passed us by.
Yeah.
I hope to see you next week. And I hope to see you there. Because we're gonna have a good time with thoughts that we share. Thank you.
Thank you, dude. You serenaded all those people, and I hated every moment. Just kidding. I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm kind of wet right now. If I was in an audience at a rock concert, I'd be like, you see my tits? I'd be like flipping my shirt up. Sorry, the camera wasn't on me. I'd be like, look at my titties. Evan, I love you. Whiz.
Hit him with one of these.
No one's talking because the camera on me. You got to do it one more time.
Yeah, hit him with one of these.
Yeah, dude. Shake them itty bitties. Yeah, dude. Itty bitty titties. Let's go.
All right, we'll see y'all later.
Yep.
Love y'all. Bye.
But hey, just so you
Never
know,
mind.
Jess, I meant it. You're more than welcome to be a guest on the show. That was actually a real invite. Email us at smartlyandeducated@gmail.com. I'm being serious. It's an offer. What was that?
I was waving goodbye.
Oh, there you are. Now you can wave goodbye.
Goodbye,
properly.
everybody. Make
Yeah.
sure, if you've made it this far, make sure you like, subscribe, tell everybody that you know about our show. Blast it on the speakers at Walmart. And
Yeah.
email us at smartlyandeducated@gmail.com. It is a real email. Love ya. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye, guys. And yeah,
I'll sign your
you just
turtle.
did the email again. smartlyandeducated@gmail.com. smartlyanuneducated@gmail.com. It's not the smartly uneducated. It's just smartlyanuneducated@gmail.com.
Good
Right?
Lord. Press the button.
It's a real email. Anyways, you guys go fuck yourself, San Diego. Anyways, let's go.
What a sign off.
I'm really glad Hillary Clinton didn't show up, though.
Dude, she was here
She was here for a minute.
in a Hobbit form or golem form.
She likes hobbit feet, dude. She's got a foot fetish. She's the reason there's a foot fetish category now. She likes to fuck feet, dude.
I'm gonna go pee my pants.